You can never completely destroy the emotions of anger, pain, shame, apathy, guilt, or whatever it may be. You can just, find a medium to express them and convert that emotion into something productive or something positive. Now, what I mean by that is whenever you're experiencing any emotion, it carries a certain frequency, and this frequency vibrates at a certain level, and it's basically energy. As physics states, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transferred from one state to another. So whenever you're feeling anger, it's just an emotion. It's energy in motion. Emotion. So when you're experiencing that energy, that energetic force of anger, you cannot destroy it. You can just convert it from one state to another. And that's where energy transmutation comes into play. It's like, if you see the male peacock, right? It eats snakes. And the poison that it consumes from the snake, it transmutes it and gets this colorful feathers, like you can read about it. So what it's basically doing is it's transmuting this harmful poison that it is getting out of these poisonous snakes, and it's converting that poison into something really beautiful, that amazing colorful feathers that the male peacock has. Now even you can do the same thing, but not with snake poison, but eventually you can do it with your emotional state. If you're feeling immense anger, you're feeling immense shame, you can use that and transmute it, because it's just energy. All these negative emotions, the so and so called negative emotions that you face on a regular basis, you can just transmute it and just convert that energy into something positive. Now before you go do get into this energy transmutation, the first thing that you have to do is to detach yourself emotionally from getting involved with these emotions. Let's say some situation happens, and most of the times you'll find yourself emotionally getting involved into it, and this will make it so much more harder for you to detach from the situation, and for you to actually get that brain of thinking logically and go into energy transmutation. What you have to do is detach and find a medium to express that initial intensity that you have. And once you express that initial wave of intensity of that emotion, it'll be much more easier for you to sit down and analyze and assess this energetic state. And all you have to do is put your focus, direct your focus into something positive, something productive, and use this, negative dark energy as a fuel to drive you forward. Now, it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's like whenever you feel immense anger, use that anger as a fuel to go out and work out, to go work out, work on your body, to go accomplish some goal. Just use that anger as drive, as fuel, as a spark to get you pushing, to get moving in the direction that you want to. And the same thing with pain. Pain is a great motivator. Use pain, use anger, use shame, use guilt as fuel. But the key thing is not to be attached to it. And this energy transmutation thing, many people get confused and go into all these scientific terminologies and just get into complicated concepts in order to implement this. But it doesn't have to be so complicated. It's very simple. All of this excess emotional energy that you have, right? It feels like it kind of weighs you down. All you have to do is turn that energetic force into something positive. If you have the ability to experience immense sadness, you also have the ability to experience immense joy. It works out just like that. It's because you have this ability to feel. All you have to do is feel the right things. Just trick your brain into feeling the right things. Now, when you're sad, right, you have this excess energy, and you give excess importance to it, and you place immense importance, like this is the end of the world, and you acknowledge it, put it on the spotlight. But when something good happens, even if it's a small thing, you don't fully care about it. You're like, yeah, that happened, what else? That's it. And when you don't really care about the positive things, it puts the positive things in your life outside the spotlight. It puts the negative things in the forefront, and now your mind is only seeking more things to be negative about. And any good thing happens, your mind is not picking up on it because you're not appreciated the positive things. When you're facing immense shitty situations, do not try to put the negative situations in the spotlight, even though they take up the spotlight. All you have to do is turn your focus. Even if you're having the worst day of your life, there will be some things that you can be grateful about. And if you're grateful about them and just direct that insane amount of energy into gratefulness, let's see, if you got to eat, right, be grateful about it. If you got to sleep in a nice bed, be grateful about it. And once you directed that energy to that, particular event that took place, you kind of shift the energetic polarity. Now, all of these concepts are discussed in the book Reality Transurfing by Adam Zealand, one of the best books I've ever read. And he says something like, you just have to transfer the energy from the negatives to the positive. All you have to do is, whenever you experience a bad situation, stop putting it on the spotlight. You just have to turn your attention and focus more on the positive and not focus that much on the negative, and emotionally be more attached to the positive and be less attached to the negatives. And eventually, you'll reach a space or a state where your brain functions better. Like, you are able to take much better decisions, even when things are not, seeming to go in your way, even when things are not working out in your favor. You still have the clarity to take better decisions. And this makes you get less emotional when things actually make you emotional. You know what I mean? Especially when you go through a breakup and you are really emotional. But when you know this, know how to transmute this energy of the breakup, you can create various things through the breakup. The breakup can motivate you to build a better life. So when I see an adversity in my life, when I see some things not going my way in my life, I see it as an opportunity to grow. Because when you hit rock bottom, the only other way is going up. Instead of, taking this pain, taking this depression and shame into consideration and just putting yourself down there, why don't you just use it as motivation and fuel, which will just propel you out from that hole that you're fallen into? So hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.